Hi, welcome back to Down the Shed, episode 6 Airsoft Adventures. I guess. So, basically Sunday come in, it's the wife's birthday, so I'm going to give her the best present ever and not be here, because I'm going to go skirmishing. I had that webbing, it's over there now. I'm going to try and sell that webbing while I'm there. It's like 110 quid in the catalogue. Catalogue's up in the house. I don't want it. I want a chest vest. There's one that actually has the magazine pouch, so the pistol holster. So you basically, as you run around, your primary's there, your secondary's there. So if you put your primary down and back, your pistol's quickly accessible. And with the 1911, of course, you can only activate the safety when it's cocked. You can't rack it or pull the trigger. Trigger's locked. So it also has a secondary grip safety, as you'll know from any 1911 video. So with that safety off, you can only pull the trigger if you're holding the grip. So if we take a hand away from the grip, no magazine either, still no fire. Grip safety, bang. So that's the beauty of the 1911. The Glock, it does have a safety under here, whereas on the real one, that would be a serial number. The only safety on the Glock is the two-stage trigger. It has like a little inner trigger that you have to press in before you can pull the main trigger. However, I don't see that as being very safe, because you can still snag the trigger in the right way, then it fires off into your leg or your foot or whatever, if it's in the holster. So you can't actually activate that safety when it's uncocked. So that won't go on. You can see that will not activate until I do that, and it's in. So out, fire that off, and it won't go in now. Pull that down, up it goes. So basically, when you go into the field, you keep your weapon cocked. When you pull it, safety off, bang, 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 bang. Oh, some blue come off it. Some blacks come off, and it's showing blue. So it was a blue pistol. I might just repaint that, or I might just get the black marker pen out. I'll tell you where that was. That was when I did the takedown video. So yeah, you if you don't need to take the barrel out, you can actually take the rest of the springy stuff off from the inside. Let's just take it down. So pistol broken down. So if you weren't looking to take the barrel assembly out, you can still take the recoil spring, the spring guide, and the, I can't remember what that bit's called, something bush or whatever. So you can take all that down if you just wanted to say change the spring. You don't need to take all the barrel bushing and everything off. So that is possible to do like that. So we'll just put all this back in. Oh, it's harder to do when you're trying to hold it at an angle for the camera. So there we go. See if I can get it slide. There we go. So it'll still slide. And then when you put it back together, just literally slide it on. Match that little notch up to where the top of the pin goes. I just want to check something. There was a video I watched on the real one where this pin still pretty much takes down in the same way, but there is a slight difference how you use the pin. So that's it back together. So that's a cracking gun. As I've said in other videos, that's literally cost me about £8. I mean, if I paid 40 quid for about 800 quid's worth of stuff, that's a 20th of everything. So 10 for actually dead on 8 quid. I paid £8 for a 6mm 1911 BB gun. Gas. What's in here? Let's load her up. Oh, magazine. Oh yeah, magazine's here. So full metal magazine. I might get a seal kit and redo the seals on this. I don't know. It's obviously very used. I mean, it's got a little bit of patina on it, like a lot. I mean, I've had it in and out of here a few times myself. So mag in, it's empty because it locks open for one. So slide release and click. So let's load some gas. Don't do the gas while the magazine's in the pistol. It seems to go straight out and in through the gun. It's weird. That should be enough. I'm going to have to get a small tin of that on Sunday for carrying on site. So bugger the load the BBs because you've got this really thin thing you've got to try and get hold of. Now I've got something in my box there that I haven't got any speed loader to yourself. I need to get a proper clicky shicky speed loader. It's the only thing I did bloody get. There needs to be a lot in there. So weapon will fire now. And it should lock back on this one. There we go. So it locks open on empty. Change mag or reload. That's 25-30 quid for another mag. I do need a second mag for this. But I do want a Glock 17 as well. You can't have it all. And you can't really decock it. It goes half cocked. So just get that safety on. Job done. So yeah, Sunday is a skirmish day. I should have the money together for that. And I reckon that's Jay. Yay, there he is. Got 5 now, Jay. I'm going to have a look at my other videos, Jay. M4A1. I've killed a battery. Oh, that's another plate of a car that made me crash my car today. Oh, that's his number plate, rather. Little white Fiesta. You've got it coming, son. Because I can prove where you were. Even though I didn't have my phone on me to take pictures, I can prove where you were. As long as I can prove you were there, and I've already got a witness to say your car was parked where it was, blocking the driveway, you're fucked, mate. So hopefully, I don't know, I'm going to have to try and get one of my fake GoPros all set up on some sort of rig on the webbing. This kit, ignore the mic, I already owned that. Ignore the radio, I already own that. This webbing in the catalogue was £110. £110. This. The chest rig that I actually want with the holster doobry built in, 40 quid. That was £110. If I can get 40 quid for that on Sunday, I haven't got anything to stick it on my head with, Jace. I think I can lanyard it to that webbing somehow, so I've got it like body cam, like Phil Fab. And the Tesco's people now wear body cams. That's marvellous, that is. Yeah, I'll try and get some footage of that on Sunday, because it won't be this time me running around trying not to give people away, filming them. It'll actually be part of it. Now, I've only got one decent battery for the M4A1 because I cooked one. That charger is crap because you can so easily overcharge. It doesn't cut off when they're full, and battery's got no markings on them, so don't even have a clue how long they're supposed to cook for. Obviously too long on one of them because I actually did cook it. So I don't know how long that battery. I'm going to stick it on charge for 10 hours on 60 amps. So that's 600 milliamps. It should be 1,000. So I'll probably stick it on 8 hours on 150 milliamps or something. risk it for a biscuit. That probably wants a new gearbox or nozzle or something. It doesn't fire as well as the 1911 does. This thing's amazing. This thing really is amazing. I love this gun. I want a Glock. I always wanted a 1911. Then suddenly I wanted a Glock because the Glock looks so much cooler, more modern. This is 111 years old. This gun was designed. Funnily enough, why it's called a 1911, because this thing was patented. Actually, I think it was before 1911. But this thing like came out to the military and the police or whatever in 1911. Now, there's a very important date on the side of this. There's patented April 20, 1897. So the original patent was done in 1897. And then September the 9th, 1902. And then on December the 19th, 1905. And the actual year that this thing came out, and the second to last patent, was February the 14th, 1911. This gun was made 62 years before I was born. Not this particular one, obviously, but this design that Colt came out with was basically made 62 years before I was born. And that is bloody amazing, because they still make these new today. You can go into a gunsmith's in America and they will build you a 1911 to your requirements. And that's pretty amazing. 111 years and this design hasn't changed. This is basically the same as it was day one. No magazine, it's got the gas in. No BBs because it's locked open. I love this thing. This thing, there is nothing like, it had brown grips, it had a blue slide, because I'm a child and I'm not allowed to own a realistic looking firearm. Wait there, wait there, wait there. Keys. I haven't got my keys. I have. Oh, don't drop your coffee. Don't hide. Oh, don't show the toys. Don't show the toys. How are we showing the toys? Oh, I've got cables everywhere. I've got to step over them. Okay. So by law, I started rubbing this one down. I wanted to make it silver. Low. Sod. This is a very looking, it's not got gas in. This is a very realistic looking target pistol. Safety off. This fires CO2. This is 5.5, 5.75 foot-pounds. The legal limit in the United Kingdom for an air pistol, an air pistol, is 6 foot-pounds. So this is legal limit territory. I might have shot myself in the hand with this one, but I'm certainly not going to do it with this one, because this one won't bounce off my hand. This one will go fucking through it. This one with half a no magazine. This one with half a tank of air, or just under half. I fired 3 shots off dry fired on an empty mag, and nothing happened. And I fired the 4th one into my hand, and that happened to chamber. A 177 BB, and it hit me right there. I had a blister for a couple of weeks. No magazine. I'm going to dry fire this because I know this has got CO2 in it. So this don't look back on empty, and you can't field strip it, sadly. But it does go bang. I love this gun. But you can, it's called an anti-bear trap. So this hasn't got the anti-bear trap, because if you pull that back and pull the trigger, you can release. And it is double action as well. Also, the safety. Put the safety on. automatically decocks the weapon. So this was all black. I have the box to it here somewhere. Maybe not. This used to look like this, but this has got a plastic top slide, so I can't chrome. Well, I could get chrome paint, I suppose, but I don't want to. But I took a little bit of paint off with a bit of sandpaper, and it don't matter where that little corner is that you do that you don't think will be noticeable. Once you've done it, you know it's there. So you have to carry on. I need some 6000 grit to take the finer scratches out, but I've put some really coarse. Was it that loud? I put some really coarse sandpaper on there. I've purposely left the black in the because it's a bit to get it out, and I left the black in there, even though I could get those out. I thought it was just a good contrast, especially with the. It makes it more obvious that it's not a real gun because it says P25 blowback on there and Gammo. And anyone who knows anything knows that that ain't a firearm. Loosely based on a Walther PPK. Bond gun, PPK. Yeah, loosely based on a Walther PPK. I put the tactical rail on there. That's another one of my videos. So this angled bit here actually comes away and it's just a really weird look in front of the gun. But because this fires 177 pellets, I can legally own this with a driving license and another form of ID. So I use passport and driving license. But I need nothing more than a UK address, a driving license, and a passport or a bank statement or an electric bill or anything like that. You can go and buy a full black and silver, black and tan, whatever, and a pistol. Absolutely no other legal restrictions. You want a much less powerful, and these fire about 290, 320 feet per second. This probably fires 450, and with a bit more punch. This uses CO2 canisters, 12 gram ones. 3 decent mags before you'll lose a bit of air, but just change the cylinder, because anything more than 3 mags, you're just wasting your time and pointing it at anything anyway. It'll bounce off your hand. But yeah, to own something like this without a valid defense, even though I've painted it already, it has to be 50% blue or green or red or whatever, like that is. This is a BB gun. I have shot myself in the leg with it. I'm not going to do it on camera. A bit silly. But I have shot myself in the leg with this. From about there. That's about 2 feet. And it bloody hurt. Not a lot, but it hurt. More of a bee sting. Yeah, bee sting is a good way of putting it. Without the venom. Sunday, I'm going to point this at people. And I'm going to pull the trigger with ammunition and fuel. And purposely shoot BBs at them. It's the whole point of us being there. To shoot each other with BB guns. And yet, this is more highly regulated than either of those air pistols, which will give you a much worse day if somebody shot you with them than this would. Oh, I only wanted one. Just for you, Jay. It's going to hurt. Ow! Bee sting. No, I can't. Ow! Bloody hurt that one. Anyway, Oh, I know why that one hurt. That's where my horse kicked me last week. So I was already hurting there. Bad choice, gun. Might have to delete this video afterwards. Ow. Yeah, my horse escaped his paddock last week. And as I'm walking down, I'm thinking, oh shit, where is he? And then I saw him looking across into the horse next to us paddock, because he's got more grass, in the ploughed field. And I'm like, oh, hell no. So the choices were to try and get him back somehow through the little wooded strip from the ploughed field into his field, or walk him all the way around the paddock and the road and everywhere. Thus the landlady thinking, why is he walking his horse in when he didn't walk his horse out? And all of a sudden, 2 and 2, she suddenly realizes he's escaped. So we went through the fence, but he went to jump it, and there's a bit of flat wire, so just brown metal wire with no barbs or anything on it, just flat wire, which is led couple of inches off the floor. And he goes to jump and he touches these a couple of times, and he's like, no, I'm really not doing that. And I'm like, Dylan, just jump that in fence. And he did. And his front hoof on the left hit me there, because he really went up to try and get over this flat wire. He wasn't happy with what's on the ground. And if I've got to go that way, I'm going high. So as he came past, he literally just hoofed me, boom, there with his front left. And then as he kicked himself across with his back left, he caught me on just above the knee. But it wasn't his fault. But there you go, for the fun of science and my friend Jason. It's gone now. It doesn't sting anymore. It's gone. And basically, if you can take that at that range, there's literally a BB stuck to my shed wall. The old shed, the old half of the shed when I started this channel, is actually the inside wall of this new part of my shed. Jake, go and find one of my old videos where I build this. This is cracking little thing I built here. Blanked these windows and then tinted them. But yeah, so I thought, oh, hang on, all I'm going to do is build. This was supposed to be just for recording. I ended up like moving into here. I don't even use that side of the shed. I need to tidy that side of the shed and get it proper storage and stuff. A secondary work area. When I worked on building site 12 years ago, I blagged a bit of MDF about this thick, and the length I wanted it and the width I wanted it. And I'm like, I need an offcut this long. And they laughed at me and went, that's not a fucking offcut. Cheeky shit. Fuck off. That evening, I used to take some of the wood out of the skip in the horse box, which actually lines the inside of the walls of that shed. So that shed's got walls like this, lines like this, basically. So it's not just your standard flipping shiplap and then the frame. It's shiplap frame and then an interior wall. So that came out of sections. I'd take sections, cut them square, whatever, and jigsaw them into the wall. Did a great job and it cost me nothing. So the day I'd asked them for this offcut, I went to take the wood out of the flipping skip, and there on the top is the size of the bit of wood I asked for my workbench. It's like flipping nice one, lads. But then I did them the favours as well. I was the I can't remember what the title was, but welfare labourer. So basically I was in charge making sure the toilets and offices and flipping welfare blocks and everything were clean and tidy. We had cleaner to come in as well, but if she weren't there or something needed doing, I had to go sort it out. I have to find stuff for them on site, keep everybody happy, do me normal flipping labouring jobs as well. So, I sometimes do them favours if they sort of like, oh, have you got one of these, or can you find one of them or something? It'd be like, yeah, no worries, go sort that out. So yeah, it was give and take. It was give and take. That was good fun actually. Wellington Academy over in Luckershall. I actually laid a couple of the bricks and I laid a little bit of the foundation. So when it falls down, don't blame me. I wasn't there. got photos of me on top of the crane to prove I wasn't there. That was fun. They wouldn't let us up the crane, and the day it was going, they didn't tell me it was going. They just went, go up the top of the crane, speak to the crane driver. I literally flew up the top of that crane. I couldn't wait to get up there. When I got up there, they were like, right, sit down, grab that, and they let me have a little go on it. It all operates on electricity. Absolutely brilliant. You just have to you just jiggle the joystick, and you can make it go really fast, and then you just sort of buzz it the other way to back it up, to slow it down. Oh yeah, boom in and out and everything. Pick things up. Weren't really allowed to pick things up, but pick something up and then put it down again. So yeah, that was fun. I've driven a crane. Woo! Anyway, we got off topic. I don't know where I was. BBs. Yeah, so Sunday basically will be. I'm going to change the title of this. It ain't going to be episode 6. This is just going to be coming up. Coming up. I've been watching too many other people's videos. 7.4 gear. He says he's a pilot, but then he mentions about people who say, "Oh, you're not a pilot," and this, that, and the other. And now he's got me doubting. Is this a guy? Oh yeah. I had a load of old stable wood lying around, Jay. So I just used that. There's basically all the wood in this side of the shed is completely recycled or got from other places. I have not paid for one single bit of wood or window in this side of the shed. The only thing I've paid for is the roofing materials. I had to do that twice because it's a flat roof and I buggered it up. But yeah, flipping Sunday's basically going to be an airsoft day. Go and play with this. I can't believe for over 12 years I've not been aware that people run around the woods shooting each other with BB guns. I mean, I should be a master at it by now. Should field marshal with 20 guns in the cupboard. Somebody said, "Oh, what's a good starter collection? I've got this and this." And somebody said, "Yeah, that's fine." He's in the forum somewhere. He says, "But trust me, in about flipping, when the obsession gets hold of you," he says, "Trust me, you'll have another 16 guns back at home." And my eyes just keep shopping. I've seen the sniper rifle I want. Actually, I've seen 2. I want an R36C, I think it is, or an R36K, which is basically a replica Heckler & Koch G36, but it's gas blowback, which means it does what these do. You get the boom boom. Oh. But you get the boom boom when you fire it, like this one. Actually, I'll fire this one. Jay, headphones. So basically, gas blowback means that the slide racks and it recocks the weapon. A lot of these guns, my M4A1, and so I mentioned the batteries, are electric. AEGs, automatic electric guns, or an AER, automatic electric rifle, automatic electric pistol. And there are some electric pistols out there that are pretty good. But yeah, I want a gas blowback one as well. So basically, you just the old green gas, boom, fill the magazines up, fill them with BBs, fill them with gas. You don't have to worry about your batteries running out. You just have to worry about your gas running out. It's a bit rude, isn't it? So yeah, you take an electric and a gas blowback. When one runs out or the other one runs out, you know, you've always got a backup weapon, as well as your sidearm, of course. And there will be a Glock to go with this soon, I hope. Must get my Glock. I need a Glock. I really, really need a Glock. I don't know why I haven't got into BB guns before now. Because, like, seriously, if you get I think it's a Series 470, one of these, and put it down like that, next to a real one, they look the same. They're identical. It's only when you look down the barrel and you notice there's a smaller barrel inside that barrel. Well, that was good for you. It's a shiny barrel, isn't it? Smooth bore, look, no rifling. But it's only when you look down the barrel like that and you can see a smaller barrel inside it that you know it's a BB gun. But if somebody pointed that at you, even now it's hard to see the smaller barrel in there. It's kind of shadowed in the. So if you were pointing a gun like that at somebody and you had BBs in it and it racked, are you really going to take the chance of that being a BB gun? Sorry. You're really going to take the chance of that being a BB gun? Hello, Johnny GDG. No, not really, because the day you call someone's bluff and they shoot you in the head with a real one, you're not going to worry about calling their bluff. Now, there is a video. Now we're digressing. And do that. There is a video. Andy's air gun reviews on air, AAR on air, where he does an episode or two about air pistols for home defense. Now, there are some .50 caliber air pistols that fire rubber balls, paintballs, or whatever for home defense. But you're really going to take the chance? Similar one to that, Jay. There's a couple of Smith & Wessons out there that are pretty dirty, Harry. But the Mark 6 service revolver, the British World War II one, is pretty cool. But yeah, even those, you're not going to do somebody some harm. I mean, you're better off with a blank firing pistol and trying to bloody deafen them. I mean, a couple of flashes of the blooming, because a blank fire has to fire from the top. It can't fire from the muzzle, because then you can put projectiles in it. So the muzzle, the barrels, they're literally made so you can't fire live ammunition out of them. But they do come with proper live fire ammunition, not live fire, live blank ammunition in the proper size or caliber. So basically, you get a Glock blank firing. It will be 9mm cartridges that you receive in the post. And then got lots of funny phone calls when people call the police to your house because they can hear gunfire. But yeah, I mean, if you fired that in the middle of the night at somebody burgling you, they're not going to think twice about whether there was a flipping projectile in that. They're going to bloody leg it if they're not already deaf from the bang anyway and the flash. So in the right circumstances, it's a bit more realistic for home defense. But again, I really wouldn't suggest pulling air pistols. This thing will do some serious damage. I don't know whether it will penetrate. I'm not going to put a CO2 in there and find out, because I've only got a couple left. I need to get some more. But I fired crap loads out of this and that at the sleeping bag that covers the doorway of the two sheds. And a lot of them don't actually penetrate. And the ones that do don't go all the way through the sleeping bag. So the power in these guns isn't sufficient enough to do serious damage. I mean, if you fired at a person at 20 feet with any of those guns, it's going to be bee sting territory like a BB. It's going to bounce off the jeans. And I might actually make a video now and do an experiment. If I put an old t-shirt wrapped around something, let's say 25 yards is the furthest I can get my rifle to 30 yards in the garden, which is 90 feet, and then try the same distance with the half power to the rifle. Rifle's 12 foot-pounds. This is 6 or close to. 12's the limit for a rifle, 6 for a pistol. See how close you have to get before this will penetrate. Or we can make some ballistic gel. That'd be interesting. Make some ballistic gel. Fire both of the pistols from 15 yards first and see what we get. And then we'll take the rifle to 30 yards and see what we get. It'll probably go straight through, no my luck. But yeah, that's supposed to be, if you use gelatine, and the recipe, Andy's wife does a recipe on one of his videos actually, how to do gelatin ballistic gel. So we can test that out really. Be interesting to see whether a BB would actually bounce off it or penetrate it slightly. I don't think a BB would actually go in that far. But then there are two types of BB gun. There's a 4mm BB, which is little steel balls. A lot of the stuff on Andy's air gun reviews will be 4mm BB. And then you've got the 6mm BB, which is the airsoft. So basically, we've got 6mm BBs. And the 4mm are probably more for plinking. So you've got more chance of penetrating your targets in your garden or wherever you're plinking. So basically, that's it. I'm just rambling now. My little England flags from when they let us down last year, or whenever it was, a stupid European Cup. I had 4 of these on the car. I had 1 on the aerial. I had bloody 4 magnetic ones on the dive flags everywhere. And then they went and bloody failed on penalties. Was it penalties? I can't remember. It's just so disappointing. I can't even remember. But yeah, don't play with guns. They're not toys. This is a real gun. It fires a real projectile. This is a real gun. It fires a real projectile. Although they're not classified as firearms because they don't use black powder. They use air. It doesn't matter. You pull that bit and something comes out of there. That's a gun. However, it's still not a toy. This is a realistic replica. You go into any bank and somebody's going to wet their knickers when they see this. And then they're going to be all over you. When you do that, they're going to be like, oh. This is not a toy. It still fires a projectile. If you're not wearing eye protection, eye pro as they call it these days, the kids. Take the mag out every time I cock it. This could do you. This could blind you. Anything that can blind you is not a toy. Has to be treated with respect. Even though I'm going to point it at somebody and shoot them with a smile. Every time I point this at shoot somebody, it is still a weapon, but I'm shooting them with their consent, and they can shoot me with my consent. It's a two-way thing. We're all there. We're all adults. We all know what the crack is, which is why we wear masks and eye protection and shit. But it's still a gun. It's still doing what it's designed to do. Even though it's firing BBs and not a 45 ACP, it's still shooting something at somebody. It's still a gun. Which is why parents shouldn't give these to children. Well, under 14 anyway. Because they're not toys. It's a gun. Remember, it's a gun. So don't shoot yourself in the leg. I don't suggest you shoot yourself in the leg. And I really should have, when I bought this one, I really should have bought the chrome 6-shot service revolver, Jace, because it's so much cooler. Just look up Mark 6 1V or V1, whatever it is. Service revolver BB. It's cool. In fact, look at Chalice Tackle. They've got one in there. Absolutely awesome. I should have bought it instead of that. It would have been so much more fun. I didn't realise it was completely field strippable. I mean, that so does it. This is field strippable. Well, I've already had the slide off. Can't do it with a mag in anyway. This is field strippable, which makes the owning, there we go, which makes owning something like this that little bit more enjoyable because you can actually do what it was designed to do. You can take it apart or take it down, as they say. You can take it apart, you can fire it, you get the pleasure from it as a object. This is a Colt 1911 replica, but it's still a Colt 1911. I still get the pleasure from holding this, shooting this, and playing with this. At the end of the day, it's no different to somebody having a classic car and going out every Sunday and polishing it and flipping whatever to his wire wheels or whatnot, or somebody polishing their guitar and tuning the strings and blah blah, whatever. You've all got your passions. Guns has always been one of mine. Ever since Army Cadets, I've enjoyed guns. And then the Army, they gave me some really nice guns. So why would I not enjoy shooting now? Simple, isn't it? I get my pleasure from air pistols because of Michael Ryan. That's all the government say we can be trusted with. But it's still a gun. It's still an enjoyment of pleasure there because you still get to shoot targets or tin cans or whatever you want to shoot at. Not this one. This one, it tends to be rats because this will put a rat to sleep permanently. This won't. Well, not until you fired all 16 shots into its face, it won't. But this will. And my rifle definitely does because that has many kills under its belt. I keep poisoning them at the moment. This one's still waiting to get its first kill. This one's still a virgin. I do like this. I used to have the rifle rat catcher version, but I might buy it. It's 45 quid. I might buy the extra stock for this, even as a pistol, but you can get longer barrels as well. So I'm going to change that. I need to change the breech from a plastic to a metal. By the time I finish, this will be a completely different gun. It'll still be the same power. Might be slightly up on the power because I want to put the slightly longer barrel on it, not the rifle barrel, which is about this long, but there is another barrel which is about this long. I want to put that one on. Then you get the chrome thingy, it goes on there, and the chrome thingy, it goes on there, and you can have different bolts. And there's actually a great little company, GravMag. They make a little attachment that goes on here. I think this one's 5 rounds, and if you get the metal breech version, which has got the dovetails on it for mounting sights, and you can even get it with a Picatinny rail as well that goes on here. So I can put my other red dot sight on it. I've got 2 red dot sights, one for dovetail and one for Picatinny. But one of the Picatinny one was 40 quid new. I got it with everything. The pistol, the M4A1, the webbing, the holster, everything for 40 quid. But the little 3D printed magazines, they sit on or bolt on or whatever breech you've got, it's designed for. So the plastic breech, which is what this is at the moment, is a 5 round, and the metal breech is a 9 round. So you literally just feed, and they've got different inserts for different shape pellets. You literally just feed 5 pellets into the magazine, or 6 if you breech one. So when you pull the cocking back, literally gravity will drop a pellet into there, and then you load it, then you can put the next one in. So you've basically got 6 then, safety on. So every time you open that and put it back, basically it will drop a round in, you'll load it, bang, drop a round in, bang, drop a round in, bang. And just as easy as that, you've got a 5-shot pistol instead of a 1-shot pistol. So if you were ratting, you could literally bang. If he's sort of flopping around a bit before he gets his shit together and dives down his hole wounded, bang, put another one into him. And you can, this has got an anti-bear, hasn't got the anti-bear trap, so you can actually decock this one as well, which is cool. I've slightly altered the spring inside the handle here. If you take this grip off, inside there's a spring. You can get a 3D printed adjustable one. I think I squished it together a bit to make it shorter, so you've actually got a less weight of a trigger pull. That's got much crisper. If you just adjust that spring, you get a much crisper pull on the trigger, less weight. This went all weird. I had to bloody put this on with mold grips because something happened to the threads, but it's okay now. It works. But 10 quid or less, you could just buy a whole new cylinder. You can see where the mold grips on it. You can buy a whole new cylinder cap. I guess that's whatever. You can just buy a brass. I might get the brass ones. Go all brass. But yeah, I want to take this barrel off soon. It's just some Allen bolt in there. I think if you take the sight off, that off, take the plate off and that breech out, you can take the rest of the barrel out and it just slides out. Then I might just get it machined, chromed. You don't even have to chrome it. It's just literally the natural finish on there. is pretty good. Warning, not a toy. Misuse may cause fatal injury. At the right range, at the right point of the head, this could cause a fatal injury. I'm not going to argue with that statement. It is serial numbered. But yeah, this is quite a nice little pistol actually. The sights are fully adjustable on the back. I've stuck a bit of I've got it here somewhere. I cut the full sight of my rifle because I've just got a red dot sight on there. I've taken this one off at the moment, but this had fibre optic sights on it. But the good thing is, when you're looking down the sights of the rifle, you still get the benefit of that rear sight. You can still see it clearly. So, and it glows a little bit because there's still a little bit of material in front of it. So the rest of it I stole and I glued onto here. So I've now got a better sighting option. That looks wobbly. That don't look straight. But yeah, you've now got a better sighting option because you really couldn't, in the wrong conditions, you really couldn't see that sight on the front. But you can change this one as well. You can take it from the trench there and change it to that dot. So for daytime use, it's not very good at night, but daytime use, that dot might be pretty cool because as soon as you get that flipping front sight into the dot, oh, it's just come off. Oh, it's fell off. No, it's literally just fell off. That's a bugger. I was thinking, hang on, I can't see down the sight anymore. So that was I literally can't see that sight unless it's against a lighter colour. There, I can see it now. But yeah, they pretty crap sights on here, so you do need to get some way of adjusting them with a red dot, really, or a laser. But there's no way to put the laser on this one yet, which is why I bought that for this one, because laser goes straight on that, or a torch. I've got the quad rail, but I think it looks a bit bloody stupid, to be honest. That's the bit I wanted. Came with the whole kit. That's a good gun. It's shit for pest control, but it's a good for backyard plinking. It's good fun. Nice little weapon, that. Expensive for what it is compared to the fact I could have bought a Glock similar to this BB gun for the price I paid for that, and the Glock version would have been much more fun than that because you can field strip it and whatnot. This has been going for 47 minutes. It was only supposed to be a 5-minute video because I couldn't be asked to set the camera up. So anyway, thank you to both of you for watching. Jay, I know as soon as I do a live stream, you're in there, boy. Really got to meet up soon. It's been a while. Anything else? Ukraine. Why don't people just go and help Ukraine? I'll take my BB gun. No, seriously, we should be sending troops undercover in Ukrainian uniforms, really, to back them up, give them some flipping guidance and some decent weapons to take with them. It's what mine. But yeah, we really need to help Ukraine out. We can't just leave them stranded with Russia kicking their ass. If we're going to do Russia for war crimes, then we should basically back up Ukraine. But World War III, who needs it? Jay, it's what mine? Oh, where I live? No, it's the girlfriend's house. It's ours. We own it. There's no mortgage, but yeah, it's hers. Ours. Hers. I've got a little lump there now. It's your fault. You got me on Facebook anyway. Yeah, no, yeah, it's ours. It's hers, but it's ours. But yeah, we own it. Yeah, it's basically the answer. Hers, but yeah, we own it. Anyway, I'm going to cut this off because I'm on a fag. I'm not going to smoke on YouTube, even though some people do. I think it's wrong. Might have gone GTA, actually. I haven't played on GTA for a few weeks. Got a nice little cooling base for the computer today in charity shop. I think you can just about. I've not checked Google Maps recently. It was kind of hidden behind some of the fir trees, but I've cut a lot of them down now, so it's possible. It's definitely possible. I wonder if my new extension's on it yet. I'll have a look in a minute. Yeah, thank you two for watching. My most legendary viewers now, because they joined the live stream. One of them's gone. And I shall see you soon. Talk soon, Jay. How do I make this go away again? Oh, there we are. End stream. Right. Like the video, you already have. Subscribe to the channel, you already have. And comment below. Oh, the shed's changing. JD John, no worries, mate. It was just yesterday to buy the 22 cal you have there. Yeah, yeah, I do love this gun. There's so much. If you're still there, JD John, there is so much you can do with this. This thing is so customizable. It's unreal. You can change your barrel lengths. I mean, you can basically buy the barrel and the stock to make it into the rat catcher rifle, and it will give it a bit more power, definitely a lot more accuracy. But you can buy sort of like a slightly longer barrel or the rifle barrel. I think it's about 45 quid for the stock. So even if you keep it as a pistol, it will give you a lot more stability when firing it and accuracy because of the stability. You can change these plastic tops to there's a metal breech kit you can get. You can get one that you keep this on. Grav Mag. I've not bought one yet, but Grav Mag. Look on YouTube. Grav Mag. For these plastic ones, it's a 5-round mag, and for the metal breeches, it's a 9-round mag. But literally, gravity-fed magazines, mate. As soon as you cock it, boom, another one falls in. Bang, chamber in. I had the rat catcher before, and I really do rate these highly. I mean, these are a cracking pistol for the money. I can't remember AAR on air, Andy's airgun reviews. I think it was a Hatsan. I can't remember what the model is. He did a recent video of a Hatsan, and it's I can't remember. I think it was that way. It was basically a Springer, and there's a video of his missus. Part of the video is his missus trying to cock it, and oh my god, she just about managed it. It really is a beast, but it's accurate and it's a good pistol. But I'd rather have. It would be a good backup because I'd rather have the CO2 and just little bolt action. But yeah, I mean, I paid 110 for this in Salisbury, but I think the average for this should be about 100. The Hatsan's about 100, but again, it's Springer. But all these two take the same CO2. The BB gun takes green gas. So, when this is run out and it's nearly empty, or when the little CO2 things run out, don't matter how many pellets you got, you're not shooting anything. My rifle is a Springer. I do want CO2 rifle, but I'll never get rid of the spring rifle because I've always got ammunition. And if you've got ammunition and a spring weapon, you're shooting. But if you've got ammunition and no air, you ain't shooting. So, yeah, these are fun, but they're costly in the fact that you keep having to buy CO2 for them. So that's their downfall. But their ease of use, locally I can get 25 CO2s for 18 quid. If you go online, I can't remember, it was BB Guns for Less. I think for 20 odd quid, instead of getting 25, you probably get like 40 or 50. So I know on Amazon you can get 50 for 18 quid. So there are much, much better deals out there for the CO2 canisters. So if you buy in bulk, 50 or 100 at a time, it's going to be ages. You're probably going to run out of ammo before you run out of CO2. So, yeah, I wouldn't say don't buy a CO2 weapon, but just bear in mind that these this probably does 30 or 40 shots. I'm guessing around 30 shots before the air runs out or starts getting weak. Whereas this does 3 mags of 16. This does about 50 shots to a CO2, and this does about 30. So they do eat air. I mean, this one is blowback as well. So if it wasn't blowback, I'd probably get like flipping 80 to 100 out of it. So it swings and roundabouts, really. This one hasn't got any blowback on it, but then this is probably, I'm guessing, 1.5, 2 foot-pounds. 1.5 most likely. And this is 5.5, 5 3/4. So this is almost 3 times, or it is 3 times more powerful than this. So, 30 shots, but at 3 times the power. Ain't a bad trade-off. But yeah, you just got to remember that, CO2 guns, unless you get a PCP, and a PCP pistol is going to cost you about 400 or 500 quid. There is conversion kits for these, but I wouldn't suggest it. But there is a conversion kit for them. But yeah, rifle, I want a PCP rifle, but then pre-charged pneumatic. But then, you've either got a diver's tank or a hand, like a bicycle pump. So you can always recharge the air, so it's free. But anything with CO2 cylinders, just be aware they are going to cost you money to keep shooting them. But all in all, it's a bloody good pistol. It's an accurate pistol. If you can shoot straight, that will reward you. The sights are fully adjustable, as I was saying earlier. You've either got the little, cut out the trench, or you can flip it, take that screw out, flip this over, and then have the little hole there. The front sight's a bit of a letdown. I would rather have some fibre optics on there. There was one somewhere in this video earlier, but it's fallen off, annoyingly. So I might have to actually... I've got some of the Mrs. Tipex up here somewhere, actually. That would probably do it. What have I done with that? I can't nick another one. You're going to notice that one's missing soon. Oh, I put it back. So I'm going to have to nick the wife's Tipex and do what I did with this gun. As you can see, the foresight has been Tipexed over. That was just black. I shall do that with this weapon. So it'll give a better sight picture. At least you've got something white to stick in those sides. But yeah, adjustable for windage and elevation. You undo the little, loosen that screw to move it left or right. And then this one, just raise that up and down. So, bit crude, but yeah, it's doable. But yeah, really good gun. I mean, yeah. I mean, this is basically, this is a generic copy of a PPK, but it's not actually based on anything. I sanded all the paint off and polished that slide up myself. That's 2,500 grit, wet and dry. I need some 6,000 just to finish the job off and give it a really good mirror finish. But that's not been chromed or anything. That is the bare metal. So I don't know if you were in the video earlier, but I had to go in there and unlock my little gun cabinet. And soon there shall be a safe in there. I'm going to get some of those electronic safes to keep pistols and BB guns in one side and pistols in the other. But yeah, the law doesn't say I have to. I can put these up on the wall, I can leave these here. I mean, the police would say you're an arse for leaving guns on show, but there's absolutely no law that says I can't put these up on the shelf. Just display them, whatever. Because no law says I have to lock these away. Obviously, if you're slightly flipping cautious or careful, you try to keep them somewhere safe that people aren't just going to trip over them. You don't lock them. Oh yeah, I appreciate guns. Oh, I love guns. I took a thumbnail. If you look at the banner on my page, you'll see a bit of a Woodstock L1A1 SLR. Now, the airsoft version, 6mm BB airsoft version of that gun is £480. I need to get £480 together because I must have an L1A1 SLR. I've always wanted a deact one, and they are now. When I first wanted one after I came out of the army, they were like 800 quid, which was probably about, equivalent of today's money, about £2,000. Funnily enough, they're about £2-3 today to buy. And if you get a recent done one, they have to have the breech is all locked, the trigger can't work. Basically, it's a thing you put on the wall and go, isn't it pretty? The early ones, you could field strip them. The safety pin was taken out and the barrels were drilled and welded, so you couldn't put anything projectile through them. But they were field strippable. The triggers worked, it cocked, it locked, it flipping broke, take the working parts out. It did what it was supposed to do, apart from shoot a bullet. So it didn't just look good on the wall. You could take it down, you could go, oh yeah, look good. But yeah, no, so the nearest you can get to it now is a BB gun. And like, oh hell, a BB SLR is going to look so awesome on my wall. And then when I go out every month skirmishing to shoot people with it, happy days. But yeah, the L1A1 SLR, that was the gun I used when I was in the army. But yeah, so nice pieces. So this is the P25 Gamo, P25 blowback. So basically, bang. I'm not going to dep and jace again. Bang, bang, bang. Oh, is he gone again? Never mind. The Crossman 2240. And the BB gun is a Colt 1911. Oh, I forgot it had gas in. I love that gun. Always wanted a 1911. I'd have preferred a Glock, but I always wanted one. They say be careful what you wish for. Well, I've got my wish, and I'm happy. See you soon, Jay. See you soon, JD John. Have a good one, everybody. Stay safe. Remember, they're not toys. They are guns. But used properly, they can be fun, enjoyed, and safe. Everyone stay safe.